Hi there, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Famous Interviews with Famous People. I am your wonderful host, Devin Shotsky, and today we have a very special guest. An entertainment mogul, a newspaper owner, a man of living legend status. Rupert Murdoch. Welcome, Rupert.
Wait a minute, mate. Told you had to do my announcement as a guest. Now please redo it and do it right this time.
Fine. Hi there, and welcome to another fabulous episode of Famous Interviews with Famous People. I am your wonderful host, Devin Shotsky, and today we have a very special guest. An entertainment mogul, a Knight of the Pontifical Equestrian Order of St. Gregory the Great, and Companion of the Order of Australia, Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great. Welcome, Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great.
Now that was much better, Mr. Shotsky, and I'm very glad and excited to be on your show today. It is a pleasure to be here. It'll be a great and wonderful experience for all, especially all viewers, who will get to know me just a little bit better.
Well, Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great, is it hard to walk around with all that armor on?
Well, Mr. Shotsky, knights have come a long way since the 15th and 16th century knights that you're thinking of. It's more of a ceremonial thing to be a knight now. It's an honor to be given such a title for all of my many accomplishments, although we no longer ride horses or wear armor, except perhaps in ceremonial circumstances.
Does that mean I don't have to call you Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great anymore?
Now, when I agreed to come on this show, the producer specifically told me I would be referred to by my proper name, Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great, during the entirety of the interview process. Now, I hate to talk about lawyers and things of that nature, but it is specifically in the agreed upon terms of my appearance upon your show, Mr. Shotsky.
Okay, Rupie, you're old. What's that like?
Once again, Mr. Shotsky, it is in the agreements that I be called Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great, so that I expect to be addressed in such a manner. I am not really that old. I'm only 80, and as many people know, 80 is the new 50.
Yes, 80 is the new 50. If you add 30 more years to it, 80 is just like 50.
Now, Mr. Shotsky, you, as a professional in the media, know what I mean. With medical advancements, proper diet, exercise, people of the year 80 can now feel as they did in their 50s and live for another 50 years or so with modern science, if not longer. Me personally, I have plans to have a cybernetic body built and my brain transplanted into it, so that I can live for eternity as a human robotic cyborg and be referred to as Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great, first space knight in Her Majesty's service.
You don't look 80. You look closer to, I don't know, I'd say about 200.
Mr. Shotsky, I was told this would be a serious interview show, and I will not be made fun of, even regarding my age. Now, I would ask you to address me properly and get on with the questions post-haste, or else I will be forced to retire from this egregious experience.
Actually, you look kind of like the Emperor from Return of the Jedi. Can you say, since you will not join us, you will die?
Once again, Mr. Shotsky, I did not come onto this show to be made fun of. I came onto this show, if you can call it that, to tell Americans and Brits alike all about the person that is Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great, and all of the accomplishments of both the Fox News Media Group and the Fox News Corporation.
So, what is Rupert Murdoch and News Corporation doing these days, besides trying to take over the universe and train Darth Vader as your apprentice?
As you know, Mr. Shotsky, we are currently getting to the bottom of this investigation, as it is plaguing our papers in the UK. We are ousting those responsible for such irreproachable harm, and this scandal is costing us all dearly.
Ah, the phone scandal, where you tapped celebrity and person of interest phone lines.
Mr. Shotsky, I never ordered a phone tap for anyone who is currently living. I knew nothing about these atrocious phone taps. They are a complete invasion of privacy. Only recently did I find out about the aforementioned phone taps upon any individual that is living. And I am currently doing my best to get to the very bottom of this scandal, making those responsible pay at the hands of Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great.
Do you know what I want to know? Who are these dead people who used the phone you mentioned?
Now, Mr. Shotsky, last time I checked, those that are currently not living do not use the phone. For those people, we have entirely other means of tapping their communications. But I am not here to discuss. All means of trapping the communications of the deceased are confidential, and I will not be discussing them with you, Mr. Shotsky. Now, if we could please get on with the interview.
Now, whose phone did you tap exactly?
The people whose phones were supposedly tapped are members of the royal family, several celebrity, sports figures, and many more. It was a move by a former head of the news of the world, who has resigned since then.
Now, the U.S. is looking into it to see if you tapped phone lines over here.
Yes, Mr. Shotsky, currently your American Justice Department is looking into the tapping of phone lines in the United States. I know nothing about what is happening at the papers and know nothing about what the American Justice Department might find.
Really? Because we tapped your phone line several months ago, and here's what it had to say.
Well, cover it up, goddammit! I know we've tapped anyone of interest's phone, but now we need to cover it up. No one needs to know that we tapped anyone's phones. Kill the reporters who's finding out about our illegal phone taps, and have those responsible resign immediately, so it looks like we didn't know anything about it. Hurry up, man! Why are you still on the phone with me? Hurry up, I said! I am Rupert Murdoch the Great! Now, Mr. Shotsky, it is clear that wasn't me. I never said anything like that at all. And, as you can clearly hear, he forgot to use my proper title. Do you think, Mr. Shotsky, that I, Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great, would forget to use my proper title in such an important telephone conversation? No, Mr. Shotsky, I never ordered any cover-up or any phone tapping. Any recordings you might have are clearly the work of a madman posing as myself, who does not even know my proper title.
Now, why did you say that on the phone?
Well, yes, of course, tap George Clooney's phone. We need to know what he's saying, what he's doing at all times. We think he's gay, for God's sakes. If we can prove he's a fag, we'll have an exclusive the world will never be able to get. We'll have an exclusive that will make us look like the greatest news organization in all of history and be able to disgrace those liberal, left-wing American celebrities for all times. Now, Mr. Shotsky, it is clear that I, Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great, would never use such derogatory language about the homosexual community, or be tied in with such a conspiracy to find out the sexual orientation of any given celebrity. Don't you know anything, Mr. Shotsky, that if I, Sir Rupert Murdoch the Great, wished to know the sexual orientation of any celebrity, I could simply ask my magical genie, which I found when I wandered the Arabian desert for 40 years, to simply tell me such things. I would not need to go to such extraordinary lengths as tapping the communications lines of a living person.
Really? Now why exactly did you say this?